This is one of sport's great proving grounds, a gateway to glory. Brilliant! 29 tournaments spanning 19 countries. Along the way, a chance to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
How beautiful is that? Magic, eh?
Finish the season in the top 20 on the road to Mallorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. This is the Challenge Tour. There can surely be few better feelings than finishing in the top 20 of the road to Mallorca. A year's worth of blood, sweat and tears, rewarded with a place in the grand final and then playing privileges secured on the DP World Tour. Understandable then that someone like Bryce Easton might be overcome with emotion, having achieved a lifelong goal.
Brilliant. That's gutsy, isn't it? That really is from the South African.
It's only taken, 10 years, to actually finally get over the line and get there, so pretty tough to describe what it means. This changes my life, So
A fairy tale finish on that day in late October in Mallorca. However, what followed certainly wasn't in Easton's script.
A lot's happened since then, I suppose, playing a full year on the main tour last year and then obviously not quite performing how I would have liked to, and back now trying to find my feet again here on Challenge Tour. It is an emotional week. There's so much at stake. And for me personally, it had taken me, a good 10 years just to get over the line and to finally get a full DP World Tour card. It's an extreme week, and I'm glad that they've started to be televised and people can get a real look into what that's about, because I think that's a total different perspective of what professional golf is like. I think a lot of weeks now when guys win and things, there's always so much emotion attached to it, and I think it's just part of the journey. Like the whole thing is so tough to get to that point. That's obviously a massive high, and for me that week was a very special week, a huge high, but it's been followed by some lows. My season on the main tour wasn't all bad. I was not far away, to be honest, from keeping my card, which in itself is a bit of a positive. But fast forward a little bit, the last 6 months for me has been tough, been pretty low, to be honest. Yeah, this game is insane, how we go from such highs to such lows. Lauren's been amazing, and I think when she caddied for me out here on the Challenge Tour for those 3 years that she did, I think it's the best 3 years I've had. Now we have, we've been blessed with two beautiful little boys who, again, it's changed the dynamic so much in traveling and being away from them. It motivates you to play and perform like, I'm not here on holiday, I'm here to work. So this week, like I say, I'm on site, I'm 100 meters from the driving range. I'm going to be there all day, trying to do as much as I can and perform as best I can. Otherwise, that's why I'm here. So it's motivating, that's for sure.
I'm done, big guy, if you want to go. Yeah, they're fine, thanks. I'm doing okay. Thanks, Booty. Good seeing you, big guy. Have a good week. Hello, big guy.
How are you?
I'm all right, pal. That's it. Now that I feel like I'm able to shift my focus a little bit back to playing, I don't think I'm far away, really. I haven't got many results to show for it, really. Seville was close. Seville was nearly a good week. Just finished poorly there, really, doubled the last. Otherwise, it was a really positive week. And then last week as well, I missed the cut by a shot, but a lot of really good things, tee to green, going on. This season, particularly on Challenge, is very much about how you finish the season. Obviously the big events towards the end, and there's a lot that goes on down there at the end of the season. So fortunately for me, I've got still plenty of weeks to play my way into that and get that momentum going into that stretch of events. So it is pretty much the way to go about it. I think it's just chipping away, doing your work, doing your process as much as you can, and I think the big thing is just believing that it will come, and you know, if you're good enough, it'll come together for you.
Prep complete. Now it was time to get down to business and let his golf do the talking at the Kaskáda Golf Challenge. Bryce looking to rediscover the form of 2022, which had seen 6 top 10 finishers on his way to securing his card for the DP World Tour.
Please welcome on tee from the Republic of South Africa, Bryce Easton.
Teeing up alongside the informed duo of Alex Levy and Sam Hutsby, and having made only 2 cuts all year, Easton was hoping for a positive start to his week, and that's exactly what the man from Durban got. Starting at the 10th, back-to-back birdies on his opening 2 holes were the perfect tonic as he looked to kick-start his season. Two more gains and just 1 drop shot saw him go out in 3 under par. Then at the turn, Easton would really turn up the heat. A birdie at the par 5 first was followed up with another at the par 4 second. He would make it 3 in a row on the short third. By now, he'd really hit his stride. It would soon be 4 in 4. At 7 under for the day, Easton was setting the pace. He would eventually sign for a sensational 63, 8 under par, and sat alongside German Yannick de Bruyne. All smiles, though both 2 adrift of the leader, Thomas Gouvert, after his stunning opening 61.
When those runs happen, it's weird. You're not trying to suddenly go on a run of birdies, but you had a nice chip on the first, and then a couple of good shots, a couple of good shots, and then a bonus putt. And it's kind of like all of a sudden you've had 4 or 5 in a row, and you've gone on a good stretch. So it's been a while, so I'll take it. So you've got off to a good start, but tomorrow's a new day. It's only Thursday. You've still got 54 holes to go, so a lot of golf. It's a long week. It's a big walk. So just try and rest up and just find a bit of flow again tomorrow.
Day 2 at the Golf Resort Kaskáda, and an early alarm call for Easton as he looked to build on the perfect platform constructed on the previous day. Unfortunately for Bryce, Friday would prove to be very much an uphill struggle. The hot putter on Thursday had turned ice cold. His trio with Hutsby and Levy had shared 19 birdies and an eagle on the opening day. Friday, by distinct contrast, saw just 2 birdies between them. Easton, 16 pars and 2 bogeys. He just couldn't re-find his momentum. It was a different story for Yannick de Bruyne from Germany, who followed up his first day 63 with another impressive round of 66 on Friday. Just 1 bogey on the card, and his 6 birdies would leave the 24-year-old 2 shots clear of David Border and Robin Williams. As for our man Easton, well, he would eventually tap in for a 73 to sit just outside the top 10, with plenty to do heading into the weekend.
Unfortunately, yesterday was really good, so I've kept myself up there, I suppose, by hanging in today. And going into the weekend is, it's obviously all to play for. But I think that's exactly it. I think the pins were a bit tricky today, and switching the wind direction has just changed things around a little bit. So some holes are just playing quite different, and you got to just make those adjustments. So I think that's what's protecting the course a little bit today, or this morning anyway.
Coming up, a familiar face and his new role on the Challenge Tour.
It's been a great opportunity for me to be able to still travel and enjoy the game that I love.
And we crown a champion at the Kaskáda Golf Challenge. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the Challenge Tour and to Brno, the second largest city in the Czech Republic, for the 2024 edition of the Kaskáda Golf Challenge. It's our 12th stop on the road to Mallorca, and heading into the weekend, the 8 different countries represented in the top 10 truly demonstrated the international makeup of the Challenge Tour. German Yannick de Bruyne had set the halfway pace, with all the top contenders pursuing their first win of the year. So, time to discover who would hold their nerve. Guiding you through, Josh Antman.
There's a 2-shot lead overnight for Yannick de Bruyne, and this on the very first hole found the back of the par 5 first, rolling this one down. And his 2-shot overnight lead would now be 3, but disaster on the next hole. Lost his first ball, found his second, but made a quad 8. Completely changed the complexion of the leaderboard, with nearly the whole of round 3 yet to play. 66 and a 65 so far in the week for David Border. He had a bogey on 2, but this was to get back to level par for the day and to tie the lead on 11 under par. No problems at all for the Spaniard. Solid start to his round 3. The 7th hole was being very kind to the players in round 3. 393 yards down the hill, players were getting after it. Hamish Brown, long range effort for birdie. Got him to 11 under par, second birdie of the day after 1 at 4. Very consistent season so far with 1 top 10 in the UAE. Robin Williams, slow start, 5 pars in a row for his first birdie on the 6th. That gave him the outright lead. This for birdie on the very next hole, back to back. And he now led by 2. Came close in the SDC Championship with a runner-up there earlier in the season. The 9th ranked, the second easiest hole all week. Plenty of birdies on the par 5. And Max Schmidt, he took advantage. Lovely approach there. You can see the wind pumping. Unfortunately came home in 40 to sign for a 75 in round 3. It was a strong front 9 for South Africa's Robin Williams. This was his 3rd at the par 5 to finish his front 9. Be a birdie there for Williams, out in 33. Fabulous front running performance so far from the South African. De Bruyne playing alongside Robin Williams in the final 3 ball. Just 1 birdie since that quad 8 at the second. But he was back on the birdie train at 9, the par 5. Fantastic touch from just short of the green there. Little nod of approval from De Bruyne. Smiles too. Robin Williams was having a fantastic day out there. Laid up on the par 5, 15th. He did have a bogey on 12. Another superb wedge shot, nearly holding out for eagle. He extended his lead to 3. There were no mistakes coming home for Williams. 3 pars to finish his round 3. And he'd signed for a 68, and it'd be a 3-shot lead heading into Sunday for the South African. A tough day for De Bruyne in round 3. The wind got up, firmed the course up. 3 bogeys on his back 9, but that one helped on the last. 74, and then to a share of 3rd place alongside Hamish Brown and Connor Purcell.
So with a round to go, our halfway leader De Bruyne had indeed fallen back into a three-way tie for third. Ben Schmidt's 65 saw him 3 off the lead in second, but surging to the top of the leaderboard after his 68 and 3 clear was Robin Williams. Having posted 3 top 5 finishes in 2024, he now put himself in prime position for that maiden Challenge Tour title.
I mean, there's the stuff you practice for to put yourself in the position on Sunday in order to win the golf tournament, but still got a lot of golf to play. There's a lot of guys that's going to try to catch me tomorrow, but I'm playing some good golf. As long as I keep my head down, I'll just see where we end up.
Now time to catch up with a familiar face enjoying a different role this week.
Graeme Storm, and I am a referee this week on the Challenge Tour. I was coming to the end of my career. I had a few injuries towards the end, and it was like, well, what am I going to do with myself? I'm too far away from playing seniors golf. So the transition into becoming a referee was an opportunity that arose, and I got offered the job and took it. Did all my qualifications last year, so I'm level 3 qualified now. It's been enjoyable. It's been a great opportunity for me to be able to still travel and enjoy the game that I love. The biggest challenge for me was learning the rules. You know, learning the rules inside out, learning the rule book, learning the numbers, the course setup sort of stuff, and working with the guys and learning on how they set the course up, set the boundaries and things like that. Something that I really enjoyed, being out on the golf course, but the challenge was really getting to know the rules. I mean, as a player, I wish I'd known the rules a lot more. You know, we're up really early, we finish really late. We're here, you know, almost feels like 24/7. The pace of play policy that we have in place, making sure that the players get round in a nice speedy time, and obviously you've got to get to rulings. On the Challenge Tour it's a lot more difficult because, you know, we haven't got the manpower to be able to make sure that we can get to that ruling as quick, but we do our level best with the scoring team, which is great. A couple of years ago I played on a Challenge Tour event, and you could see the strength and depth that was coming through. Younger players that are coming through. I mean, I obviously follow England golf a little bit, and you can see how many players that are coming through that system. I think that the strength and depth is definitely there from all over Europe and all over the world. You've got South Africans playing, you've got people coming from America to come and play the Challenge Tour, which is great. And I think that this tour, the Challenge Tour, is certainly bigger and better than it was when I played it back in 2004.
Well, from a storm to a wind-free final day at Golf Resort Kaskáda, where low scoring was very much the order of the day. Robin Williams started Sunday with a healthy 3-shot advantage, but as we've seen so many times before on the Challenge Tour, things can change very quickly. To see how the tournament finale unfolded, here's Josh again.
A lot of rain overnight meant the course was playing soft, and it was there for the taking for the players. Hamish Brown was in trouble off the tee at the first, tried to hack it out, was in the rough, had to lay up again. Hold that for his 4th, for a birdie on the very first hole. He didn't even see it go in until he got to the green. What a start for Hamish Brown. Tapio Pulkin, and 12th on the road to Mallorca ranking. He's had 3 top 10s already this year, extremely consistent. Looking to get his DP World Tour card back once again. And with shots like that, you'd expect him to. Birdied the first as well, the Finn. After that lovely surprise on the first, early moves were being made by Hamish Brown. He had a birdie on 3, and then just a flick of a wedge here into 4. Pin high, and it was another birdie there. 3 birdies in 4 holes to start his Sunday. He was now tied at the top after Robin Williams bogeyed the 2nd. Yannick De Bruyne wasn't out of it. He did have a bogey on the 5th, but came straight back with a birdie there at 6. Led after round 1 at the European Open on the DP World Tour a few weeks ago. Still in good spirits. Ben Schmidt playing a little bit on the Challenge Tour, a bit on the Alps Tour as well. This is approach at the 7th. Oh, just a few more rolls. A 68 and a tie for 4th in the end for Ben. Became became a bit of a duel at the Kaskáda Challenge between Robin Williams and Hamish Brown. It's from Williams at 7. Almost holding out for eagle. Another birdie there to get back level for the day and take the solo lead. There were birdies at 9 and 10 for Brown. This was for 3 in a row at 11. And it was Brown now with the solo lead, 1 ahead of Ben Schmidt and 2 clear of Robin Williams. Williams wasn't going to lie down, however. His tee shot here on 14, the downhill par 3. Brown had just bogeyed 14. What a response from Williams. That got him to 15 under par. He was now just 1 off the lead. After that, bogey at 14 for Brown. Great bounce back at the par 5, 15th. 17 under, and he led by 2 with 3 to play. Great crowds out supporting the players on the final day. Robin Williams has birdied the 16th to cut the deficit to 1. But under pressure, Hamish Brown produced this approach at the penultimate hole. He restored that 2-shot advantage with just the 72nd hole to play. It was a day full of drama at the Kaskáda Challenge. And this was for par for Brown on the final hole. And he claimed his main win on the Challenge Tour with a 63 and a round that he'll never forget.
Yes, Brown, Denmark's 3rd winner of the 2024 campaign, joining 2-time victor Rasmus Nergård Petersen and Jonathan Goth Rasmussen on this season's Danish Roll of Honour. The final leaderboard confirms that 2-shot win over Robin Williams, who remember held a 3-shot lead at the start of that final day. Germany's Yannick de Bruyne a further shot back. Bryce Easton, who we featured earlier in the show, finished tied 45th. But that was fully 15 shots adrift of the 25-year-old son of a Scot, whose final round 63 helped him to his breakthrough win on the Challenge Tour.
I feel like I've been doing all right all week. Struggled a bit yesterday, but I was just waiting for it to click, to be honest, and yeah, today it did. It's nice, it's what you want, but it's more like a confidence boost for the next. Just keep it going, because it's not over till it's over.
A look at the Road to Mallorca rankings now shows Robin Williams' runner-up place in the Czech Republic lifts him to 6th, but Brown's victory propelled him up 1 place better in the standings. It's another Dane, Rasmus Nergård Petersen, who still holds a healthy lead as the Challenge Tour season really hits its stride. Further down, there was some downward shuffling, with the only positive mover Ireland's Conor Purcell. After his top 10 finish at the Kaskáda Challenge, he climbs into that all-important 20th position. Sadly, that brings the curtain down on our time in the Czech Republic, though we will be back for the D&D Real Czech Challenge in early October. Next, it's back-to-back weeks in France, so join us next time as the pursuit of promotion to the DP World Tour continues.